Buen Camino, everybody. This is episode 2 of my Camino de Santiago vlog. I think it's been 2 weeks since my last recording session. I recorded the first vlog entry and also my other series, Knowing the Way, my reviews on my research about the Camino. And week 2's episode was probably going to be about something else, but as you might have guessed from the title, I got robbed. And no, it's not clickbait. I'll explain. I actually did get robbed, as in I had my credit card information stolen and they totally wiped out my account. It was last Monday. I was here at the lake. I actually walked like 8 kilometers. I was going to do 20. When I was at the visitor center, which is at the other end of the park, like a midway point to where I was going, I checked my account because I've been planning to book a room at Orasan for my second day, my first day out of Saint Jean. I did that. I went through, filled out all the paperwork to get a room at Orasan, and they take a long time to process it. Actually, they still, even though the money's out of my account and everything looks like it's cleared on my end, I've never gotten a confirmation from them, and it still says processing. But I was doing the same thing on Monday. I was like checking my account, like see like, hey, did that money come out? Like, is it still processing? Did it clear? I look at my account, and I had checked it, before I started walking. I put my phone in my backpack. I was carrying all of my gear. I was carrying the weight that I would have on the trail. Probably not exactly as much weight, but somewhere around there. So I'm at the welcoming center. I'm gonna like get something to drink. I'm pulling out my phone because I had it in my bag. I didn't want it to distract me. I pull it out. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna check my app, even though it hasn't been that long. I've only walked 8K, but whatever, I'm gonna check it. I check it. $0, 0 cents. There's nothing in there. It is wiped out. I'm wiped out. I'm like, well, that's interesting. Why would it be $0 and 0 cents? Why? So I log in, I look at my transactions, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 transactions that have all taken place while I've been on my nice little walk at the beach, along the lake shore. Apparently, while I was walking along the lake shore, I was also like at a liquor store and a Rite Aid and a dollar store and some gemstone store in New Hampshire, in Manchester, or some place called Goffstown. And apparently I was running my credit card like wild, just buying liquor and dollar store stuff, and who knows what you buy at Rite Aid, and gemstones. Apparently I'm into gemstones now, or at least the New Hampshire version of me is. So I'm scrambling once I see all this. I'm like, wow, that's not a mistake. This is like, intentional. I'm going through. I call my bank's customer service, and I'm like, look, there's like 7 transactions on here that are not me, that are not authorized by me, that I'm not, responsible for. I did not authorize these charges. So the guy's going through one by one. I'm telling him, I'm like, this one's not me, this one's not me, this one's not me. And there were a few that were pending, and then I'm like, yeah, these are me. Don't cancel these, right? So the long story short is, everything's going to be refunded to my account, allegedly, but I have to wait apparently 7 business days. Well, that was on Monday, and it's Wednesday. So by my count, it should be in my account today. It's not. It's still not, as of the taping of this video on the 15th. I am still, as far as my credit goes, wiped out. Now I've got cash, and I'm fine and all of that. I have savings in other places. I have my MasterCard. If it happened to me a few years ago when I was like not really on my feet, then it would have been a real disaster. But my planning for the Camino was just like totally put on hold. One, I still don't know if I got a room at Orasan. They took my money. Now I don't know if they are full and they have to refund it. I guess they're going to refund it to the other card. I'm just going to be out. I don't know about that. But I haven't been able to book anything. So if prices have changed, have gone up, it's totally put a hold on. Like I said, my first video I recorded, I was 123 days out. Now I'm 109 days out, and like basically I've just lost like a week and a half of being able to book or plan anything because of this, because of what happened. So it's very inconvenient, but I've tried to take it all with a grain of salt because, one, I mean, they wiped out my account, but it wasn't all of my money. You know, I had other savings, I had other cards, and so I've been able to get through just fine, and you know, that's fine. I just tap into some of the savings that I've had. The other thing is that, you know, I really can't be angry that there's like some kind of crazy unforeseen obstacle in my planning for the Camino, because that would be like very unpilgrim-y, right? I mean, you're supposed to be able to deal with these challenges, and you're supposed to kind of expect the unexpected, and this was unexpected, and so I felt like I had to handle it with like grace. And that's hard because I have anger issues, and one of the reasons that I've wanted to go on the Camino is to address those anger issues that I've had. And for a little while I was really angry. I was like, man, if I got this guy who, you know, was spending my money, I would just do horrible things to him with like a screwdriver or something terrible. It would just be a bloody mess. I mean, you know, my nice liberal self like goes out the window once you're victimized in a crime, and you're like, bring back the death penalty, and you know, let's hang and quarter him. And then, you know, later on I'm like, well, you know, these things happen. This is kind of a symptom of our time, of our age, and I can't let myself go all the pieces about it. I can't let myself be taken over by anger. It doesn't change anything. It's bad for me. It's bad for my thought processes. It's not helping anyone. If I'm angry, I'm just going to handle this in a bad way, and destroy my own peace of mind. So I decided I would keep my own peace of mind intact, and I would just deal with this. Just deal with it. The bank's covering everything, so it's not even like I'm out anything. I'm inconvenienced. I'm inconvenienced. My life's on hold. It's been hard to get through the week. Just certain things, like I've got money, but I don't want to tap into that money. It's like I want to leave it alone. I don't want to overspend myself, so I've been very cautious around that. Putting off plans and things that I wanted to do, and just, you know, probably budgeting better. And then I thought maybe that's even an upside. Like maybe the fact that I don't have any money, or I don't have access to my money that I was planning on spending off of that card, is like, well, now I'm really in savings mode, right? Now I'm really saving money. So yeah, yours truly was the victim of identity theft. I've been trying to deal with it. I've been trying to not let my anger and resentment kind of darken anything about me, and I've just been trying to handle it with grace. It's really all I have to say about it. I'm really hoping that my funds are restored to me today, or at latest tomorrow. I've just been, you know, living off of leftovers and spending time with my family, which is probably like a good way to spend time. I've been working. I've still been thinking about the Camino. I've still been doing research. I'm going to do another episode of my Knowing the Way series about some of the research that I've done this month and a half, because it took me a long time to get through this book. But basically, I was talking about a holding pattern in my last episode, and then I'm like in this enforced holding pattern. It's like every time you have your plans together, something will always be a setback, and it really depends on how you handle things. And handling things with grace, it's going to be the most beneficial for you and for me and for everyone to handle things like that. There's maybe a time and a place for righteous anger, but most of the time there's really a time and a place also to do a cost-benefit analysis and just say, hey, this is really not in my benefit to just be angry and be negative about it, but instead just try to get through, try to see the positives, try to let it go in some ways. So thankfully my bank is, like I said, going to cover all of the fraudulent charges. Still waiting for the refund. I do have my new card. I haven't activated it yet because I'm still waiting for them to put money back on it. At any rate, since I have my new card, I'll be able to get my funds directly deposited to me for the next paycheck. Definitely hurts when somebody spends 2 of your paychecks, you know, because you know, it's like a double whammy. But if the universe is somehow like insanely just, and for some odd reason Mr. New Hampshire ever like sees this video, dude, it was not cool. It was really not cool for you to steal my identity and my money and throw my plans off balance. I don't know what's going on in your life. I hope, you know, your mom had a nice Mother's Day with the flowers you bought her with my money. I don't know what you did. All I ask of you, though, is that if you're going to steal my identity, please keep it, because it's only fair that if you take my resources, you should also have my debts. And yeah, if you would take on all of my student debt, I would just forgive you for all of this. That should be the punishment for identity theft. If you want to steal my identity, you have to keep it.